everyone, it's Rose and welcome back to my channel. In today's video we are going to be talking about all the books I plan on reading in September. So for the first time I think ever, I read all 10 books that I put on my August TBR. I don't think I've ever read a TBR that I've completed every single book, and I want to do that again this month. But I think the only way I was able to read all 10 books was because I was off for the whole of August. I'm going back to work in September and I'm going to be working a few more hours than usual. So to make this somewhat doable, we've got 8 books on the TBR for today. That is still ambitious because I am such a mood reader. I read 27 books last month and I only just made all 10 on the TBR because I was reading a lot of books not on the TBR because I wasn't in the mood for them. So let's go through these together. These TBR videos tend to be a lot shorter than some other videos on my channel because it's very hard to talk about books when I haven't read them yet, because how do I know what's going on if I haven't read them? So I guess we're going to find a bit out about these together. Let's start with the book I do know the most about because it is the third book in a series I'm currently reading, and that is Gleam. This is the third book in the Plated Prisoner series by Raven Kennedy. The second book, Glint, was my first 5-star read of this year. I love this series so much. I'm so excited to be back in this world. It's my current read and it's pretty long. I think it's nearly 700 pages, yeah, and I am a little bit of the way through and I'm so glad to be back in this world. I haven't been in a fantasy mood for months, so I knew as soon as I got that itch to pick up a fantasy book, it would be this one. I love this world so much. It is a dark fantasy series. There's romance I think is going to start to happen in this book, but when I tell you it's a slow burn, there's been basically nothing the first 2 books. This is a King Midas retelling, and you know how in King Midas everything he touches turns to gold. Well, he actually has a gold touched woman and she is completely made out of gold, and she is kept in cages basically. He's got like sections of the walls are cages and she is like behind them in her living quarters because for her own protection she can't be touched by anyone else because they'd all want to take advantage of her because she would be not worthless, priceless even, but she's starting to realize that maybe all is not what it seems and maybe it's not for her protection that she's kept there. There's of course so much more to it, but I am very cautious of giving spoilers away, so just I really recommend from what I've read so far. I mean, of course I haven't finished the series, I've only read the first 2 books, but I love them. Then we have the first 2 books in a new series. Well, I say new series, this is not newly published series, but it's a new one I'm starting. And that is the Natural series by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. We have The Naturals and we have Killer Instinct. I actually have a reading vlog of me reading the whole Inheritance Games trilogy in under 24 hours. It's one of the first videos I filmed and that was a lot of fun. So I'm very excited to start a new series from her. I do own all 4 books, so I could end up binging them, but like I said, I want to make this realistic, so I've just put the first 2. And this is about the like FBI recruiting teenagers with like certain skills and certain attributes that they need. For example, this says Cassie's natural at reading people, piercing together the tiniest details. She can tell you who you are and what you want, and it's about them trying to get these teenagers to help solve cold cases, and then there's a new murder case and it puts the kids in danger, and that's what the books are about. Well, that's what the first one's about. I don't know what the rest are about. That would be spoilers if I tried to figure it out. So I'm very excited to read these. The other 5 books on this TBR are actually all horror. I've been getting so into horror recently. Not just the horror books, but like horror booktube is so much fun. I found so many amazing new creators. But I feel like this is a time when people are looking for horror book recs, so I'm hoping I'll be able to give you some this year round for like spooky season, because it's September, it's going to be October next month, and it's going to be Halloween and everyone's going to want books like this, so hopefully I'll have some recs for you guys. Hopefully these books on the TBR are going to be really good. So first up we have a new release. This is The Starving Saints by Caitlin Starling. This was actually sent to me by Harper Voyager. Thank you so much, guys. And this is a medieval horror. It's set in a castle and there's cannibalism. So this is about a castle that's been under siege for 6 months. They're running out of food and resources, and then these saints come to save them. And I'm pretty sure they start eating each other. But I might be wrong. But I don't think I'm wrong. I'm scared. I'm scared for the next 5 books, I will say it, but I'm excited. Then we've got another new release, When the Wolf Comes Home by Nat Cassidy. I've heard amazing things about this author, and this is my first book I'll be picking up of them. So I'm going to read the blurb of this one because I don't really know how to describe it. One night, Jess, a struggling actress, finds 5-year-old runaway hiding in the bushes outside her apartment. After a violent, bloody encounter with the boy's father, she and the boy find themselves running for their lives. As they attempt to evade the boy's increasingly desperate father, horrifying incidents of butchery follow them. At first, Jess thinks she understands what they're up against, but she's about to learn there's more to these surreal and grisly events than she ever could have imagined, and that when the wolf finally comes home, none will be spared. So, can you see what I mean by I couldn't describe that because I don't know how. It's very ominous and very scary, and I'm excited. Then we have Diary by Chuck Palahniuk. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. This is a really interesting material for the cover. I don't know how to explain it. So this says, Diary takes the form of a coma diary kept by one Mitzi Wilmot as her husband lies senseless in hospital after a suicide attempt. Once she was an art student dreaming of creativity and freedom. Now, after marrying Peter at art school and being brought back to once quaint, now tourist overrun Waitangi Island, she's been reduced to the condition of a resort hotel maid. Peter, it turns out, has been hiding rooms in houses he's refurbished and scrawling vile messages all over the walls. Angry homeowners are suing, and Mitzi's dreams of artistic greatness are in ashes. But then, as if possessed by the spirit of Maura Kincaid, a fabled Waitangi artist of the 19th century, Mitzi begins painting again compulsively. The canvases are taken away by her mother-in-law and her doctor, who seem to have a plan for Mitzi and for all those annoying tourists. And I've heard this described as terrifying, so I'm scared. But I think I'm interested in the guy that's like building secret rooms in houses and writing in the walls. That's the bit I'm focused on here because I want to know more about that. So I guess I'll have to find out. Then we have Bloom by Delilah S. Dawson. I think this is sapphic romance turned obsession from what I've heard, and who doesn't love a bit of that? Rosemary meets Ash at the farmer's market. Ash, precise, pretty, and practically perfect. Talk about alliteration. She sells bars of soap in delicate pastel colours, sprinkles, spackled cupcakes stacked on scalloped sands, beeswax candles, jelly jars of honey, and glossy green plants. Okay, I'm thinking that this is going to be written quite poetically, which is not usually my thing, but I am very intrigued by this. It says, Ro has never felt this way about another woman. With Ash, she wants to be her and have her in equal measure. But as her obsession with Ash consumes her, she may find she's not the only one doing the devouring. I'm scared and I'm excited. And the final book is one you've probably seen before because it's gotten really big on BookTok recently, and that is The Lamb by Lucy Rose. Now, to describe this book, I would like to read you the first sentence. On my 4th birthday, I plucked 6 severed fingers from the shower drain. Well, okay. I think this is about a mother and daughter who live in the woods and eat people. So cannibalism again. Slightly concerning, but I am very excited to read this because so many people I've seen, even people that don't read horror, read this and love this. So those are the 8 books I want to read this month. I feel like it's ambitious enough that it's a challenge, but it's not impossible. So I feel like it's a pretty good middle ground. Let me know what you're planning to read this month. And if you've read any of these, I mean, quite a few of them are recent releases, but if you have managed to read any of these, please do let me know your thoughts, but keep it spoiler free, of course. A lot of these books will be in reading vlogs coming out soon because I do plan on filming some of them in September, and of course I will be reading from my TBR, so check out them. Well, don't check them out, look out for them because they won't be up yet. Anyway, if you'd like to see more from me, please be sure to subscribe as I post new videos every single week. I hope you have a lovely day and I will see you in another video. Bye!